we're going to walk through the 3 key things we look for in website audits, whether it be for a website redesign or consultation, or you just want me to take a look at your website to see how it can perform better in every which way. So we have a productivity and time management coach. She wants me to take a look at her website and assess the conversion flow as well as the brand. So what I'm gonna do is not only do that, but I usually audit the overall experience because that all ties together. So 3 key things: brand clarity, conversion flow, usability / user experience overall. So starting with brand clarity. As we navigate through her website, it is evident that she has a logo, she has a color palette, but there is no brand clarity, meaning there's no clear messaging as to who she's targeting and or specific essence to her brand. She has a logo. The logo is in English, but her website's in Spanish. We would want those to match because if her audience is either English speaking or Spanish speaking, we'd want to marry those together. And if it's a bilingual take, then you still want them to match and then just offer the website in a translation form for usability purposes. Now, the hero area has in big letters, productivity with purpose. Then there's quickly a CTA box with offering a free guide, which is a great lead generator, but the CTAs could be clearer. The CTAs are always tricky when designing. You want the CTA to say the action, not a headline. So in this case, we're using a headline, so that's something that would be optimized throughout. Just being very clear with those buttons, that way the person is going to read, and the hierarchy of the content is everything. What are they going to read first? What is the subtext? What does the button say? So the heading should title that section, grab the attention of the user as they're scrolling. Because you gotta remember, users usually just scroll straight down to the website. If nothing catches their attention, they leave. So what is the bounce rate? I don't have access to her analytics, so I can't fully audit it. This is a very high level first impressions kind of audit. So definitely take a look at that if I were to look at her analytics. Now scrolling on down, we have an about section. So there's a picture of her with her book and a little bit about her. And then there's a link, right? There's a link to her about page, but the link is not styled as a link. So that's a usability issue. It says, I'll tell you more about myself. That's the link. I only know it's a link because there's a little arrow at the end. There's no underline. The text looks just like the body copy, so your links always need to be different from your body copy style as to make it highlighted and tell the user, hey, I'm a link, use me, click me. So you want to be very specific as to how you use your color palette, your brand colors, and how you best use them throughout a website, because print, digital, a billboard, every environment is going to be different when it comes to your brand. So your brand needs to live in digital as an interactive version of itself, and that is very relevant when it comes to buttons and things that people need to interact with to accomplish a task. And so as we scroll down, we have testimonials. That's great. We have a big photo of a planner. I don't know if that's her planner or the planner that she offers or just a random planner. As we scroll down further, we have live your best version. And this is where she offers her services and courses, and she has buttons to her courses, free courses, and it directs you to a page with those courses. It looks very much like a landing page, so there is no footer, there's nothing to guide the user further. Each page feels a little separate from the other ones. Visually, they look the same because most of the pages have the logo at the top. The contact page does not have the logo at the top, so that's a further disconnect from the ecosystem that is this website. Now you go to the services button, I think that's the one, yeah, services and consults one-on-one. And so we have different versions of these consults. Let's see which one this takes me to. So each type of session has a separate page, and it looks like it's hosted, okay. Yes, so this needs a lot of love. The pages are disjointed, so the way that it's structured is not conducive to conversion, because what this does, it's like separating everything into its own page, and then the page that it jumps to, it opens in a new window, and it almost looks like it's not connected to it because it's a different style. It looks like a completely different page. That's disorienting to users. So you want your website's navigation to be cohesive, so it's going to be seamless. The experience should be seamless. Your website should not throw people for a loop. Open in new windows should only be used for external links. That is best practice. If the link is within your website, you should not be opening new windows or new tabs. And that allows a user to continue navigating on your website. So this increases time spent on your website, so they're not bouncing right out. They're not disoriented by like, oh, whoa, I opened a new website. Almost feels like a pop-up even though it's not. And it also allows you to, again, that seamless experience is everything because it's cohesive, it's contained. So that was another thing I noticed. Next, we are looking at the strategy. So because everything is so disjointed, we know that there's something that needs to be fixed there, from usability, conversion, all of the above, just because if that flow is not fixed, then there's just a very disjointed experience. But to tackle that problem, we need to identify a proper strategy, key objectives, primary, secondary goals. That way we can have a hierarchy to this website. So I will be discussing that further with the client, but those are first impressions, and typically that's how I approach it, just to get the ball rolling, get the discussion going. We get input from the client and say, like, you know, what are your primary goals? Are you gonna push the podcast more this month and then potentially push the books more next month? What is your priority right now? What is the hierarchy of your business? Because this specific client has so many different offerings that they all are in the same realm, but they're all different. There's a book, there's a podcast, and then there's one-on-one sessions. So that's it for now with this specific project. The way that I like to do this is typically open with the audit, allow the client to let me know what their goals are, and then that way we can formulate a plan specifically tailored to what their goals are, married with the observations that I've made and some of the recommendations that I've put in place for them. Now, overall, every approach will be tailored to the client. So even the audit, this audit is very much the key way to identify and crack open what needs to be done, what you can offer a client. So as a designer, it's always sort of a learning experience because not every project is the same. And I love it. It's like problem solving. But yeah, that's it for now.